Next, please. Can you put this in the middle?
Well, eventually someone can take that off my chair. I was here for a little while.
What is this?
So we do have a quorum, and just to FYI for everyone, the meeting is recorded.
Okay, we can call the meeting to order at 6:04. Welcome, everyone. It's really nice to see community members here. We don't often have guests here, so it's nice to see you all. We're going to start with our roll call.
Chair Newman,
Here.
Vice Chair Lynn,
Yes.
Member Cody,
Here.
Member Meister,
Here.
and Member Spears.
Here.
Thank you.
Okay. And our first item is public input, and this is going to be focused on the items that are on the special agenda item, which are the summer reading program and the safety and security update. So maybe just by a show of hands, are most of you here to discuss the safety and security issue?
I am.
Okay. Okay. Very good. I guess we can just go around the room and we invite you to make your comments on those topics.
Sure. I was here in, I think, June or April or May. And the fact I was here and my public comment and just the fact that I was here as a visitor was not made mention in the minutes. And I think the public needs to see in the minutes who's here from the public, took time from their day, evening, family dinner to come. But the reason I'm here today, lifelong Santa Monica. My brother studied here or down the street. I did. My son, my wife, I still come back. And this library is unsafe. The last meeting, two guys followed me in to the men's restroom, 5:45, went into the stall, together, did meth. Not good. Today, coming in, three guys on the side of the building, on this side, doing meth. 5 guys. That's got to stop. And I'd like, my request when I last came was for one of you at each city council meeting under general comment, beginning of the meeting, 5:45, to speak about the need for safety. We've got good guard security. We have you guys doing the best job you can at the front. The good guard security is not here at night. They're not here from 11 to 6. I don't know what you're laughing about.
I'm not laughing.
Okay, well,
But you're directing it at me, and
I'm looking at everybody. Well, you're the director,
yes, but the board is.
and I've sent numerous letters to you, and I want the city to address security. And I want you, this is your job. If we don't have security, we're not going to have this library much longer. And if we have a guy pull out a knife or a gun, this library will be closed. It'll be a memorial. Trust me. That's what will happen, unfortunately. And that's where we're headed. It's not safe. I came with my computer the other day before a meeting, just waiting here, and I was accosted and hassled by an addict. And I moved, gave him my seat, and that's not good. Your team told me that 45% of the people that come in to take a bath in the bathrooms, shower, and smoke. And they charge their phones. So we've got to change that. And that should be the first thing on the agenda every single meeting. Not just today, every meeting. And that's what I'm asking you for. One of you, please, come to the city council meeting. express the public's and your outrage at how the library is turning into a homeless encampment. And that's what's happening.
Would you like to state your name so that
Sure.
we have your presence recorded?
John Alley, John Alle.
Thank you. Thank you for your comments.
Thanks for letting me speak. Thanks for what you do.
Okay. Do we have other public input?
My name
Why
is
don't you introduce yourself? Yeah.
My name is Denise Spartan, and good evening. On item 2B, I've come tonight to give the opinion from a downtown resident of what it's like to come to the library downtown. I personally only come to the library for events that I'm driven to, because that allows me to avoid interactions with homeless people, including addicts, because as a single female, I don't feel safe walking to the library. Also because if someone drives me to and from events, that means there's someone here with me, which makes me feel safer. Given this information, I ask you to consider how many other people feel like I do, including the parents of children, making the library inaccessible to them. Just to give you a little more information about my personal experiences living downtown, I was attacked twice entering my building by homeless people. So why would something like that not happen to me on my way to the downtown library, or at the library, considering the homeless refuge it has been allowed to become? Just some things for you to think about. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your comments. Would you like to speak?
Yes, I'd love to. My name's Whitney Bain, and I don't know where to begin, but I'll begin with the most recent event. About a month ago, minding my own business, and I used the computer commons over there. Computer was free. I mean, we used to get it for free over at the Fairview, but Savatello closed all that down back during the pandemic, but that's neither here nor there. Now, this homeless guy came up to me and goes, "I'm using the computer." And I said, "Well, no, you're not. It was vacant. And your stuff is way on the end." And so what he does is he takes a bottle of chocolate Malk, M-A-L-K, dumps it on my shirt, dumps it on my pants. And I get up, well, that's assault. And he starts running away. "I got you on video." And obviously the guy's like not all together. So he goes to the front. The LSAs took exceptional umbrance to that. SMPD showed up quite effectively within 15 minutes. They went through his belongings, and they found a loaded 9mm Glock 19. Loaded. That's a handgun. What's this guy walking into the library with a loaded handgun, especially a Glock? So they go over and they take him, cart him off and all that, and it's catch and release, and who knows where he is now. But at least they confiscated the gun, and that's one off the market. Now, Lynette, who's one of the finest LSOs here, along with Bond, she was assaulted, I believe it was a couple of years ago, by a guy, and SMPD shows up. Turns out to be the guy has 3 felony warrants in Washington. So you don't know who's coming in here or what. First thing is we got to protect our children, okay? We don't need some maniac going over there doing strange things or looking at kiddie porn or porn for that matter on the computers or bothering kids. You know, adults even just as bad. But the thing is, it's like in the bathrooms as well, there have been fornication in there, drugs, other, you know, I just don't want to go into detail of the nastiness that's in there. Another thing, too, I'm just wondering how long ago the carpets were shampooed or cleaned in the library, upstairs and downstairs. Who knows what kind of bacteria is there or what have you. Kids play on the carpet, you know, they put their hands in their mouth, all that, whatever. I don't want to see them get hurt. So we do have a problem. But you could take a page out of the Mar Vista Library. They're professionals. LAPD shows up, 2 officers. They stay there for a couple hours. It's a cakewalk job for them. and they walk around, and they sit, and they watch. So maybe we could have SMPD come down here, talk to the homeless or whoever is creating the disturbance, remove that element.
Your time is up. Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have other public comment on this agenda item? Okay. Thank you for your comments and your input. The first special agenda item that we're going to cover now is the 2025 Summer Reading Program. And we have Jennifer and...
What a segue.
Exactly.
I think Jennifer, you can start, Jennifer, if you want to.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yes, switching topics.
More positive.
Before you go,
Yes.
I have to have another appointment, so I don't want to be rude, but I have to leave.
Oh, thank you for telling us. Yeah, thanks for
Yeah.
coming as well. We appreciate the
I
input.
think this precedes in importance everything, because everything that comes after this is secondary. Without safety, we have nothing.
Absolutely.
Thanks.
It is really important.
All right, have a good
Thank
meeting.
you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Take your seats.
Yeah, come in and sit down.
I lost Jesus.
Jesus is across from you now.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
I lost
All right.
my partner in crime. Okay. All right. So switching topics, 2025 summer reading. I'll start with just kind of a participation overview and then go into some details about the youth side, and then Karen will share about the adult side. I should introduce myself. I think I introduced myself to a few of you that were here earlier, but Jennifer Boyce, I am the Librarian 2 for Youth and Family Services, and then we have Karen Reitz, Librarian 3 in Adult and Neighborhood Services, and then Jesus Cordero, who is a Library Assistant 3 and actually supports overall community engagement and programming, and was very instrumental in this year's summer reading program. So thank you for being here. Okay, so overall registrations, we had 1,661, so this is including youth and adults. Total completions, we had 902. And then total minutes read, we had, this is a very exciting statistic, we had over 1 million minutes read collectively this year. So we had 1,046,919 minutes read. So that is a really exciting benchmark for us. As far as reading clubs, we had 4 different reading clubs, so 3 were youth and then 1 adult. In the youth category, we had what we call baby, a little bit of slightly misleading, but it was for ages 0 to 4. Kids, ages 5 to 11, teen 12 to 18, and then adult club was 18 and over. As far as reading achievements, so total minutes read, I'm just going to be kind of like rapid fire sharing statistics with you all, but hopefully it will, you'll remember everything. I can always, follow up with the stats later as well. But for baby, we had 65,036 minutes read. For kids, 493,652 minutes read. Teen, 152,565 minutes read. And then what's probably a little more digestible is the completion rate. So for the baby club, we had 58% completion. Kids, 74% completion, which is really quite high, because some people register and then they don't complete. And then teen, we had 52%, which is actually pretty high for teens. So we were pleased with that statistic. And they have to read a lot more, so don't forget that part. And then programs and events. Just to give you kind of a general overview, we had 9 programs, we call them events. We had 9 events that were specifically summer reading. And then we, of course, had our weekly story time. So we have baby time, toddler time, and Tuesday Tales. And then we have a monthly Spanish story time, which is Cuentos. So overall number of events was actually much higher than just the 9, but 9 that were where we hired presenters and that sort of thing. And then as far as most popular, just wanted to highlight a few things. So I lost my spot. Okay, our kickoff party, we had 217 attendees, which was really exciting and kind of controlled chaos. I'll talk more about that later. But we had someone there blowing balloons for the kids, and that was wildly popular. He actually stayed well beyond the period that we paid him for. Teen events, we had 86 attendees just over summer. Then we had a very popular anime program at the Pico branch where we had 89 attendees. We actually had to open that. You know how like one whole side of the room is a door, so we had to open that, and people were kind of like spilling out. And then we had SMPL at the beach. We had 213 attendees. That was an all ages program with youth and family services support, and we did do a seaside story time there. And then community engagement, we focused on community partnerships this year. It's something we've done previously, but we kind of fell off and wanted to bring that back. So we have an ongoing partnership, internal partnership with the Friends of the Library. They've been providing a Friends of the Library coupon at registration. It's a $2 value, and then kind of a mutually beneficial because we send the kids to the bookstore, and then the bookstore also gets promotion and publicity. And then we also partnered with Mendocino Farms, so kids got a free cookie, or youth got a free cookie for reading, and then Pacific Park, one of the prizes was a free ride at Pacific Park. So those were very popular this year, and we hope to expand that even more in the coming year. We also had, I think for the second year in a row since COVID, we had teen volunteer support, so that was really great. They were there at the kickoff, and they participated in a lot of different events, helped with registration and redemption, not actually doing it, but helped support around events when we had, a lot of people coming all at once. And then as far as feedback and impact, we gave away 726 books, so that's exciting. 726 books that are in kids and teens' homes, helping to build home libraries. And then we also did a staff survey this year, so I'm actually going to turn this little section over to Jesus because he was involved with kind of, part of that, which was feedback that we got was Beanstack, about Beanstack, which he'll explain what that is, and prizes, and then Jesus was really instrumental in our staff Beanstack training.
Yeah, so to round out the summer reading program this year, we conducted a staff survey. We received a lot of positive feedback about Beanstack and the prize process. And for context, Beanstack is the online platform that we use for registrations, logging of minutes read, and prize redemptions. And the great thing that we love about Beanstack is that it gamifies the process. So along the way, people receive badges of completion. So maybe that will in turn help with the completion percentage as we continue to use Beanstack throughout the years. And this was the second year we used Beanstack, but it was the first year where we fully went away from paper logs. So it's very experimental, but we received a lot of great feedback. So we will be continuing using Beanstack, and it allows us to obtain accurate statistics, and that's one thing that we really want. It's going to help for planning, and it highlights the impact of the summer reading program. And part of that process was staff training. So myself, along with one of our teen librarians, we conducted staff training at the branches and at the main library. And really it was just to get them comfortable with the platform, understanding the registration process, the logging of minutes read, and the redeeming of prizes, so that they were able to assist the public, and the public felt comfortable asking for help as well. So the process is coming together. We're digitizing everything pretty much. So we had a great experience this summer. So yeah.
Great, thank you. And I'll just add a couple other things to round it out and then turn it over to Karen because I know we don't have a lot of time. But I did want to just share with you a couple anecdotes from this year's summer reading program. So I have two, one from the Summer Reading Kickoff Carnival and the other from SMPL at the Beach. So we have narrative reports that staff write up to kind of capture the story behind the work that we're doing with the community. So we hired a juggler, Michael Rayner, who balanced a few kids' shoes on his nose for 7 seconds. And attendees were encouraged to sign up for summer reading to receive their friend's bookstore coupon, which they could redeem immediately. We coordinated with the bookstore to make sure that they were open. And then I mentioned how many people attended. We had 11 teen volunteers who helped to run the different carnival booths at the event. LSOs assisted with setup and breakdown, thank you. And we had an amazing balloon animal person. I'm not sure what to call
Balloonist.
I don't know what they're called. But anyway, we had someone with making balloon animals. They were a hit, as I mentioned. They actually stayed well beyond the time that we paid them for. Just there was like a line just down the block. So that was a lot of fun. And then as far as the SMPL at the Beach, I lost my place. Hang on, let me see if I can find it really quickly. It was in front of me. Hang on. Oh, there it is. Okay. So I won't read you the whole thing, but the opening line is SoCal's only beachside pop-up library returned to Annenberg Community Beach House for another fun-filled day in the sun. So as I mentioned, we had a youth and family services librarian there that did Seaside Story Time. She also helped just to support the beach library throughout the day. We had kites, nautical crafts. We gave out over 100 pairs of SMPL at the Beach branded sunglasses, and lent 70 books from our Beach Reads collection. So people were also there reading. So that was a lot of fun. We called the reading area the Surfside Reading Lounge. And we received numerous positive comments from visitors, including, "You should do this every weekend," to which we chuckled. And I wish the library in my hometown did this, and rad dude. So those were some anecdotes that I wanted to share. And then lastly, just as far as looking ahead, plans for next year, Karen and the Youth and Family Services Coordinator, Emily, are both working on a community impact report currently for the State Library, so we'll be pulling some more data together about this year's summer reading, using that to inform next year. And then, as I mentioned, we'll continue to expand our community partnerships and also work on developing more staff support. So,
That's great.
Thank
I
you.
do have a quick question.
Yes.
1 million minutes read.
Yes.
Is that more than last year?
I believe so.
A little
Yes.
bit more.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the attendance too? Was it?
I haven't dug into all of the comparative stats because we're still pulling everything together, but I think overall, every year we usually plan for about a 20% increase. So, and of course during COVID, the numbers kind of dropped, but we're building back. So every year it's a little bit more and more and more. But
Sounds like 1 million.
yeah, but over 1 million minutes read, that's definitely a benchmark for us. So, yeah.
And I have a question. I'm curious about the feedback from the users about Beanstalk.
Beanstack.
I think that Bean.
I know, everyone calls it Beanstalk. Beanstack. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
They should rebrand.
I know, right?
I mean, I think it's great that you did a staff survey, but what kind of reactions? Because it's a change not to do, for the how did the kids? So was a parent necessary to enter, or I guess some kids use computers, so they could do it too. But did you get feedback from users about that?
Have we had feedback from users?
So we had sort of verbal feedback from participants, which was incorporated into staff feedback that was shared with us. But yeah, it was definitely a change for some people. Some people, they just rolled with it, and it was very sort of they were happy to do everything in a digital environment. And then there were other parents and caregivers that didn't love that there wasn't a paper log.
I was curious about that too, like how that might have impacted compared to past years.
Yeah.
And for those people who don't have access to.
Yeah, so one of the
They
things
can-
that's mentioned a lot is the screen time, right?
Yeah.
Parents don't want a lot of screen
Right,
time for their
right,
children,
right.
but we were also assisting in just the development of it because they're doing it a lot in school anyway. So it kind of just has to evolve. But we did get a lot of comments about the screen time. But like Jennifer said, like at some point everyone just kind of went along with it, adapted. Yeah, and we're going to continue going the paperless route. Did you want to mention something?
Oh, no, I was just going to add to that it definitely was a shift for some parents and caregivers, but for us on the back end, Beanstack really helps us to be able to report on statistics, and that in turn helps us to get funding for summer reading. So while, and I mean, the kids could make their own logs, but I know it's maybe more fun when we give them a log. We may have some sort of paper component next year, but as far as the registration and redemption, we really want that to be on Beanstack because it helps us to better track the program.
And we also have standalone stations at the locations, and the staff just are readily available to assist.
So they could enter.
Exactly.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, they could register and redeem on their phone, on their home desktop,
app.
or at the library. Yeah. Yeah, his app.
There's apps for everything.
It's definitely, it's definitely the trend for libraries,
Yes.
like LA City does it, I think LA County also,
Yeah.
in terms of going to paper.
Yeah, I mean, people will get used to it. And, I mean, as long as staff is there to assist
Exactly.
people who might not have the ability at home to do
Yeah.
this. Right.
And the other thing about the paper logs is that there is staff time, staff
Yes.
resources. There's a cost involved in that. So
Collating all that,
yeah. So I mean, we kind of tweak things every year and try to be responsive. But we're finding that Beanstack is a really great platform.
That's great.
So we're gonna continue to use that.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, my turn. I feel like I should stand up. I feel really short hair, and I'm used to being tall.
However
so I'm
you're
just gonna stand up. Hi, everybody. Good to see you. Wow, how do I compete with that? But the wonderful thing is that we actually really coordinated this year for summer reading on that note. So the adult summer reading program and the youth summer reading program were very similar. We also had the adults only signing up online, and I thought that people were going to protest about that. But it seemed to be okay. Same thing, we really did have staff helping everyone. Jesus and Gia, our team librarian, did an amazing job going around to all the branch locations, making sure all staff were trained. They had cheat sheets, they kept going to all the time. I mean, it was amazing. So we had all the resources we needed to be able to help the public, which was great. So I think the last time I was here, we were talking about the incentives and things like that for sign-up. So like Jennifer said, we had the adults get a coupon for the Friends bookstore. When they signed up, they got a book to choose from many, many books that we ordered for the halfway point, which was 10 hours. And then at completion, they were entered into a drawing for a local business gift certificate. So for adults, we had 500, I'll throw out some stats like Jennifer did, 534 sign-ups for adults. I thought that it was kind of an interesting breakdown. So Main Library, out of that 534, had 248 sign-ups. Fairview, 15. Aww, poor Fairview. Montana, 111, which is a lot. There's a lot of readers over in Montana. Ocean Park, 28. And then Pico Branch, I was actually really happy about this, 132. So they beat out Montana. Yeah, there's always like a big competition between Montana and Pico for the adult signups. Yeah, probably for the youth too. So a great job. Minutes read was a lot, 335,606 minutes read by adults. They did a pretty good job. Completions, pretty good, 138. I know people are always excited about the drawing, but we did get some feedback that maybe adults want some other kind of incentive for finishing. So we might work on that. We will work on that for next year. But it was nice. The drawing was really nice. We take all the names from the completion. So we did a gift certificate for each neighborhood. So this was kind of by staff vote and suggestions. So we did Socolo for, that was for the Pico branch. That was closest to their restaurant. Handel's Ice Cream, which is near the Fairview Ranch. Marmalade Cafe, which is near our downtown library here. Triple Bean Pizza, which is the Ocean Park neighborhood. And Roasty Tustin Kitchen, which is Montana branch. Yeah. So we notify all those people, and they were very excited and won. We had some amazing events. Jennifer talked about the beach library at the kind of the end of summer, and that's always a coordination between adult services and youth services. We also did a Pride on the Promenade pop-up. That was in June on the 21st, and we had hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people for that one. It was amazing. We had a rainbow story time and gave away books and things like that. We also had a great partnership this summer with Santa Monica Repertory Theater. So they did a playwriting workshop. They did the House on Manga Street, and that was actually over at, got rescheduled over at Reed Park on September 6th. So that was pushed out with youth. And they also did, they did another play. Oh my God, my brain is not working, but I'll think of the name shortly. And that was here at the main library. And then we had a summer fun concert, a ukulele concert, Strum Along, where we had like 150 people come to that. I see there's all these ukulele librarians around here, let me tell you. And then we had the lyric chorus of Santa Monica Emeritus College. They did a nice summer concert, and we had some literary lounges every month where people could come and hang out and read and hang out and talk about the books they're reading. Jeff Kaplan on my team led those primarily at the main library in the courtyard, so it's nice to have the courtyard. And we had a community craft over at the Fairview branch, which was really nice. Adults are always saying they want to do some crafting, so this was a yarn program. We had at least 50 people at that program, which was fun. And then we had an amazing partnership with community and cultural affairs with Majid Nafisi, amazing poet and writer in residence with the city. So we did an event over at Pico Ranch, and our poet laureate Anne came, and he read his poetry, and we had a nice reception, and it was just really, really wonderful. So a big turnout. We had about 90 people for that. So it was a really busy summer. I do have to just give, I know we're quick plug for things that are coming up, because we are working away. We never stop, like all of us. So we have some wonderful events coming up for Hispanic Heritage Month. So I just brought some of the flyers. We're having a movie night. We're showing the movie Carlos Santana. So that's coming up. Pass them around. We're also are doing a wonderful partnership with Mexican Presence in Santa Monica, which is basically founding families of Santa Monica. And we're having a big event on September 20th. Robert on my team has been working hard on this. Cecilia's been involved in it. And so we're going to be we'd love to have everyone come. We're going to be showing some of the photos from the archive that we're working on creating. And it's already posted. We're going to have more and more photos coming. And then we're showing video, and we're going to have a panel, and then we'll have a reception following. So that's Saturday, September 20th. Upstairs here in the multipurpose room. It's going to be a really amazing event, and everyone should come. And we're posting some of the photos around the room as well. And then we have Ballet Folklorico, and that's going to be on Saturday, October 4th. That's going to be at the main library, which should be a great performance in the MLK auditorium. And I know Youth Services is working on some as well. And then the two last things is that a very important week for the library is Banned Books Week. That's going to be in October, so we're doing Banned Books Trivia over at, I know Daniel's been there, over at Solidarity Restaurant.
Just came from there.
Yeah, oh, did you? I love it.
Today.
I love it. So it's led by the library team. We've been doing these, and it's, trivia. This one's about banned books. That's how we started it. We had a great partnership with Solidarity Restaurant, get a great crowd, a lot of repeat customers, and they win books as prizes, and it's just a really great way to inform people about, banned books and who and what those are and what this all means. And then we are working on Santa Monica Reads. These are our 3 finalists for Santa Monica Reads. And we changed the time frame for Santa Monica Reads. We're working on coming up with a final title, but these are the 3 finalists. I'll pass them around. Unfortunately, you cannot keep them right now. Daniel's also on the committee, so thanks for joining us. But we actually asked the public to give recommendations, and we had almost 50 recommendations. And as part of summer reading, people were able to give recommendations through Beanstack and give the titles on Beanstack. So it really helped us to collect titles. And so we narrowed it down to these 3 if you want to pass them around. Unfortunately, I do have to get them back, but you can also check them out. Oh, sorry, and Lynette. You can also check them out from the library. And then the last thing is we are about to start our Poet Laureate recruitment for the next Poet Laureate. Thankfully, we got the funding. Yay, library. Thank you. Ann Carmack has been amazing. She is doing her last stint. She's actually going to be on the committee helping us to determine the next Poet Laureate, and I'll be reaching out to all kinds of people, probably library board too, to see who, if anyone's interested in being on our committee. That will go through the applications. The applications are going to start coming in the week of October 13th, and people will be able to submit applications until the end of November, and then the committee will meet, review all the applications, and we'll work with them to make a decision for the final candidates, 3 final candidates, and bring them in for interviews, and then announce it in April. So that's that.
Thank you both, all of you.
There's a lot of density of information.
Oh my goodness! Yes. Does anyone have any questions?
I just wanted to add to having a library that is engaged and active is really how we help our community feel welcome and safe in our buildings. And our team is some of the most engaged staff and individuals you will ever see, like unbiased opinion, who work hard every single day to make sure that people feel safe and welcome. And so activation is really the key to everything, which would be my opinion.
Yeah, well, I think, given the limited resources that we have, I mean, you really are all going way beyond. And, it's very exciting. I mean, there's something all the time that I think, I want to do that, and then I forget to do it. But, there's so much that is of interest. And so, really, you're really coming through for us. So thank you very much.
Thank you. It's a team effort.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much. It's just wonderful to hear about these successful programs, and kudos, for everything that you're doing. Congratulations on the turnout and participation. It seems fantastic to hear.
Is this plush a giveaway? At this
Oh,
It's funny, actually, right? I know all the adults wanted the stuffed animals, so next year maybe adults are getting stuffed animals.
We didn't know that
But
the stuffies would be such a hit with adults.
I know, they all wanted them. Yeah.
Octopus are very popular now.
Well, you had a choice of all the different sea animals. They had octopus and turtles and sharks.
Yeah, turtle was hands down
They were
most
so
popular.
Yeah.
So
Really cute puppies.
You don't have any extra ones?
And there might be a blue octopus. This is the last peach colored one.
You're gonna have a kid.
I thought I would use this for story time.
Right. That's what you do. You gotta get a kid. Bring the kids with you.
Yeah.
There you go. Borrow a kid. But probably ask first. Make sure it's okay. Yeah.
But noted, I will come up with a trivia question for next year.
Yeah. Bring the octopus.
Okay, well, thank you again. Our next topic is safety and security update with Lynette.
Safety and security.
Do we go? Well, I don't know that.
Are you? He's gonna play it.
I want to stay for this. I want to see about our safety security update. And then we'll take a seat. We'll go to Matt's next. Out of here.
Well, believe it or not, safety and security is not always negative. So, despite the public comment, just want to say that.
Oh, you need to.
No, he'll move it.
Oh. So safety and security update, we as a team put together a pre-COVID incident stat. It has our walk-in count, total incidents, police calls, and then how many were banned.
Oh.
And then we also have post-COVID incidents. So
Can you make that a little larger?
I had to make it very big on my computer.
Yeah, no, I.
Should have brought my glasses.
Oh, that's great.
So right before COVID hit and we closed, we had already 740,009 people, and we were already up to 721 incidents for those few short months of April. We had 125 police calls. When we reopened the library, we had an hour that the people could come in. At first, we were doing the pickup. Then it turned into you could come inside, pick up your book, and then we had a line because we could only have so many people in the library. Once we reopened, everybody had an hour, 2 hours to be in the library, charge. It seems to, people seem to forget this is a public library. Everybody is welcome as long as they are abiding by our rules of conduct, whether they're housed, unhoused, mental illness, no mental illness, whatever, race, religion, creed, everything. So
I apologize real quick. Is this across all of the branches or just Maine?
This is for all of them.
Okay, combined.
Yeah, all of them combined. So right now we're at 370, almost 371,000 walk-ins, and it shows that our total incidents are 479, which is an increase, but the LSOs now stand at the door. We're posted at the north entrance. We don't have our entrance over by the fire station off the 7th open anymore, and we don't have the 6th Street entrance open anymore. Everybody funnels in through our north entrance, so we meet and greet every single patron that comes in. How are you? How can we help you? What can we do for you today? What are you looking for? That also includes the incidents where we're telling people where they can charge their phones, where they can go and get showers, where they can, maybe get set up with a caseworker, which is usually people's concern. So it's not always a bad thing when we're talking to the people. Police calls was 85, and I know you heard Whitney's statement about what happened to him. I've been here almost 10 years, and that's the first time that's ever happened. Unfortunately, it did happen. The police did come pretty fast, and they took care of that incident. The police are pretty fast. The LSOs had a training with them about 3 weeks ago, a month ago, and all of the officers from the downtown area came in. We met all of them. We've talked to them. Lou has them, the main, captain? Yeah. They talk, and then Lou is also part of the help team. So if we're having an issue with a patron, say James Brown, we can send the information to the help team and be like, hey, have you dealt with James Brown? If they say no, then we give them any information that we have. Hey, can you reach out to him? See if he needs housing, see if he needs mental health treatment, see if he needs, and they'll get back to Lou. If they have, then we coordinate with them to see what else we can do to help any individuals that need additional assistance from either the city or.
So let me clarify a little bit about the incidents. Like Lynette was saying, the incidents are not always criminal, and they're not, it's just an engagement. The reason that the numbers are kind of consistent is because we are engaging more with the community, and they are talking more and we're actually recording more of what's happening in the library, so that we are ready if we need to provide this information to the police. They are very responsive when they come and we talk to them. And so not all the incidents there, it could be just like, hey, you're taking too much space, can you please move? No, you're not allowed to do this. Our staff also help us to, make sure that they talk to the community about the rules and behaviors, but only the LSOs are the ones that enforce it. And by enforcing it, it's actually asking them to leave for the day. Or you're not, today you're not having a good day, please leave. And if they refuse, that's when they call the police. So, I know that sometimes people feel like, oh my God, this is just a lot, and a lot of the incidents are happening. It feels unsafe. In fact, I believe that it's more safe because people and our staff and our LSOs are actually talking to everyone.
Some of those too are medical incidents.
Oh, that's true. Those are the incidents.
Some are vandalism, like graffiti. We all document that stuff, and it's part of the incident reports.
Could you scroll up to just wanted to get a sense of.
So in terms of proportionate to the
Right.
amount of people coming
walk
through the doors,
Right.
right, it seems sort of consistent.
2020 was looking to be the peak year in terms of how many police calls we were getting, incident report numbers, and then COVID hit in March,
Right.
so then everything just kind of dipped.
We're still 3/4 below.
Yeah, so we're 3/4 below in
75%
terms of the
still.
population
Yeah,
coming
the
in.
numbers really
I mean, but we also have, so many fewer hours
And
of
closures,
service.
right?
And
And self-help.
our two libraries.
No, I'm with you.
Yeah.
Just-
Yeah,
I-
no,
it's
but
the-
it's,
the
it
gap
is.
that is
Yeah,
jarring.
yeah.
It is jarring to think of, the
The
impacts
hours
that,
Do you have an idea of how many hours, percentage
Compared
of
to-
hours compared to now versus pre-COVID?
So we were open
percentage.
weekly 259 hours, and we were probably around 130.
So it's 50%.
so it's at
50%.
least 50% less.
Also during COVID, when we talk to people, a lot of people got digitized.
Mhm.
So a lot of people are using Libby. A lot of people are using anything
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
I know I am more ebook,
Yeah.
especially the commute here and home. It's an hour each way. That's
Yeah.
2 hours. If I
Yeah.
go visit my niece or my nephew, that's another 2.5. It
Audiobook?
Yeah, audiobooks.
Audiobook.
Yeah. Or just. Oh, I have my paper books.
And
too.
so, in to response about how people feel about the library and if it's safe, unsafe, and everything, I think that it's always, our staff is always good to tell them that we do have a process, that there are, everybody is helping to make sure that we keep it safe, and we do have a process of banning people.
I see that.
And that is very, it's very hard for some cities or some places where you cannot ban individuals from a public space, an institution. And the fact that Santa Monica, we have worked with the city attorneys and also with our police and our council allowing us to do this. That's this is just for the extreme situations, if they're violent or they're definitely scary. We do ban people.
Do you feel that we have sufficient staffing for LSO staffing?
Right now with the hours, yes.
But if we added more, we of course need more staffing.
We would like
Yeah.
more to make sure.
Yeah.
So right now we have an LSO full-time when Fairview's open and when Ocean Park's open. We have a full-time LSO all the time at Pico. When we do the self-serve at Montana Tuesdays and Thursdays mornings, an LSO is there and then goes to Pico afterwards. And then we always have the person at the front door walking around, and then we have one assigned up here. And then one of the next ones will show, we also are going to put into place Adam Abasamis and Greco walked around, and we're going to start.
We'll do it in the next
in the next one. Sorry.
Oh,
I got hit.
okay, right.
But we have, plans to make it, because people don't see us. I'm not going to say, people should see us, but I've stood next to people and they're like, hey, I haven't seen you all day. And I'm like, I've been standing here for an hour. We do walk around, but we also blend into the library because we're just here. a lot of people do come to us for help, for medical, and some of those police calls also are they want the police called. Not that we're calling on somebody because something happened. They'll be like, oh, my phone got stolen, or hey, I want, and it didn't technically happen here. It might have happened on the 3rd Street Promenade, but they felt safe enough to come here to have us call because we are here to stand there with them until the police arrive. So
Those we also cover.
So, to get the incidents lower, do you feel like you need more LSOs, or do you feel like you need stricter rules as far as like a plan to get the incidents lower? Is there like a plan to...
I don't necessarily think that we need to lower the incidence. Like I said, the fact that we're engaging more with the community, that's just always going to become an incident because we just need to keep a record so that we can see if there's a pattern, right? And at what point we're going to elevate this to be more serious in the police. And again, the incidence is also to be because we helping people as well. If someone we wake up and someone we see that is just sleeping and they're like, oh my God, there's a person that just passed out in the 2nd floor. Sometimes those are medical calls too. And so the incidents, like I said, is not necessarily all negative. There's some of them because we are helping someone. And so I think that maybe we need to use a different language or call it something else to actually tell the story more about what an incident said. Ban, definitely. That is something that either something was violent and criminal or just like the behavior was so out of line that we need to ban the person.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible, I don't know what the correct terminology, even to split it to, just engagements or interactions and then something where an action needed to be taken.
Or if you write them up.
Yeah,
And then
write them up,
sometimes the same person, if they're just sleeping, we'll write them up if we catch them sleeping like 2 or 3 times, because then that way it's a pattern. So it would be like the same person has 3 incidents here.
It takes longer to ban someone for sleeping because that's such a low level of interaction,
Right.
Versus someone who got in a fight with someone.
Sure.
But like 3 or 4 incidents could be the same person, but it's just them sleeping, so it's not.
On those things that lead to a ban, or is it a very clear set of rules,
Yes.
or then you guys are following them?
Yeah, we have a guideline, we have the paper, and then a lot of times they'll be like, I want to see the rules. Okay, come with us. We have it. We have a copy for them. They can have it. Even once we go through the banning process, there is a process for them to go to the city attorney to appeal. So if they feel like they were wrongly accused of whatever, got them banned, they have an appeal process as well.
That is correct. And we always offer that language and that information in the banning letter.
Went with the banning letter.
And just from like both the prior year to like this last year, that's on the table, the bans, so if we're looking at more serious things, the bans have like doubled, right? So could you share some like notes on that? Just is that, for example, like you guys are enforcing the rules more, so there's more bans, or are there, what is the rationale for the increase?
Yes, I think that we have also streamlined the process a little better. So I think that it has allowed us to actually help because we have guidelines now, and then also we work closely with the city attorney, had help us to actually being able to ban a person.
I also think if you look at the correlation to of police calls, there really are incidents that are warranted for police calls, and those calls have also increased. So to fairly safely assume that, yeah, there are certain incidents that are happening that we need to right away, like, make sure that they lose their library privileges because of the nature of the incident. You could, I would make that correlation without having specific
and then
information.
also the bans
on the
come in
calls.
increments. So if somebody we catch them sleeping like 4 times, we can ban them for 3 months. So that wasn't something we did, but we don't want people sleeping at the library. It's not, we heard. So it's 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, and a year for serious stuff.
And that's the max.
That's the maximum. If we call the police, say in Whitney's case, that person would get a stay away from the judge, and that's up to 2 years. But our banning is only up to 1 year.
Okay. Like in more serious incidences, that's the max.
The max that the library can do, unless the police.
If it leads to
If
an
the police have to do
arrest,
something.
if
Yes.
it leads to an arrest, or they have priors, them and the police come because we place a call, and then they find out all that information and list, that one is the stay away order, and that only comes with a criminal situation, and it's the city attorneys who, do that.
Right. I guess I'm just curious. Like, so for like the most serious incidences, is there some list or some way that it's like a longer, or like you're saying it has to be working in conjunction with the
Yes.
the police?
Anything
Ours
that is
just,
longer.
the library's ban is just 1 year.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
the
Right.
Understood.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
the
because
attorneys.
if it's something that serious,
Then the police
have to get involved anyways.
involved.
So,
Yeah.
okay.
Right.
And I'm curious about, because every time that John Alley comes, he speaks about the restrooms, and so we don't have cameras in the restroom.
You can.
We have cameras outside the restrooms,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
but not inside.
And that is a challenge, right? It's an ongoing, the patrols, and this is what we wanted to talk about, like when he was talking about the good guard and why we don't have good guard. Good guard is outside, and they do come.
They do come.
But because we have NetWatch, which is the cameras outside, and that has helped us to move people along, and if they don't, that's when good guard comes. And even good guard, when a situation happens, like we've had an incident that someone, was trying to break the window, the front door, actually the police was called, and they came and arrested the person. So there are, ways that we're trying to keep the area safe with the resources that we have. Our, LSOs who do walk around in the perimeters, and then if you go to the next slide, I can show what are we going to do? Well, we can come back into that, but so here's the maps, and as you can see, they do patrols. They walk around, and they're everywhere, right? And our staff really help us to report anything they see. We don't ask our staff to enforce any of the rules. What we said is that give the notice first, like you can't do this, so please move along. Or if they hear or see something, they call the LSOs right away. LSOs are the ones that engage, and if they still seems, that it's getting out of control, that's when the police at the same time is getting calls, because they cannot arrest or touch anyone. Okay? But all these dots over here that we are putting, we're actually having a track, we're going to do a track, of course, where they scan, because that's where they're going to be walking their walk around. Okay? And that is also for us to know, how many times are they going every 20 minutes, and we're keeping track, right? And like Lynette said, yes, sometimes we have less staffing because people call out, people get sick, they're allowed to take vacation times and everything. So we're trying to figure out the best way to actually make sure that we are patrolling on a more consistent basis inside of the library and outside. And the cameras do help a lot, because they can, if they hear something, they can actually go and then see what's going on. And that's why also the incidents, anything that happens, so they see in the cameras and everything, they have to document it. So those are the where we are thinking, okay, this is where we need to do more patrols, and we need to come and everything. And they do. I mean, like I said, restrooms are a challenge, because not often we can be posting someone in there too. Also, we have to be mindful. If you want police here stationed inside of the library and also with the LSOs, what kind of message are we giving to the community? And we have heard too. Actually, a member who came to the community map and said, that was scary. Her granddaughter was scared. Why there's so many people in uniform, or like the police, right? So I think that it's a challenge, because we have to balance those things too, and the perceptions that they provide with having if we have a police officer inside of the library plus the LSOs. So that's what we call it, task force and the patrols and everything, and as well at the branches. And with the self-service branches, the cameras are cameras all inside, because it's a self-service. So actually we are able to monitor even more. inside
Mhm.
at the branches.
Yeah, I don't know if he thought like Good Guard's gonna sit in the parking lot. They don't, but I don't know. If there's somebody standing like in the north lot way closed, or says the library is now closed, you need to exit the perimeter. I get an email every time they tell somebody to leave. I get an email if it's been escalated up to Good Guard, and then I get an email also with pictures if it's been escalated up to the police. I get timestamps, I get pictures, I get when they contacted, who they contacted, who showed up. So they are here, but they're not just standing like we're standing at the front door. I don't know if they think that the outside Good Guard is just going to be standing in the north lot all night. That's just
What is
not
the Good
feasible.
Guard again?
It's our outside
It's a safety
safety and security company when we go home at night.
The police
After
have
hours. After hours, yeah.
They had
Yeah.
hired these safety security officers to help us.
And
Again,
they
the police
work under PD.
And they
Or
work under
work
PD.
Yeah.
with PD, I should say.
Right.
The stats, I know you said that was for all the library. Do you have a sense of just proportionally? I'm guessing it's Maine, but like
Yeah,
how much
it's mostly
proportionally?
It's mostly Maine.
I'd say mostly Maine, and then it would be Pico.
Do you think those two make up like what percentage? Do you think? Oh,
75?
Probably
No.
75.
Yeah,
I'd
about
say
75,
more.
maybe.
Like
yeah.
85%.
and then that correlates across like the incidents to the bans and things like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, some of the other
Because it's
branches are not open every day.
Yeah, but for traffic it's about
And also
that.
Pico, because it's in the park, there's a
Yeah.
lot more
Yes.
Yeah,
you
right.
know,
Yeah.
activity. And
Before COVID, it used to be Ocean Park because it was right by the beach.
Uh-huh.
So it would be Maine, Ocean Park, Pico's.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. I managed that branch for 10 years, before coming to this position, so.
And the people that you guys see that you know, like whether it's the other people who are being highlighted to you by Good Guard or the people that are getting the incidents, is it a same set of people or is it very different all the time? Okay. it's the same.
No, it's about the same set. Most of the
Okay.
people that they move along are people trying to sleep. Especially when it's raining, they tend to try to sleep under the awning on 6th Street or by the elevators
Mhm.
in the north entrance.
Mhm.
Somewhere where they're sheltered from the elements.
Got it. Okay.
That's mostly what it is.
And is there a correlation between those set of individuals are also the ones that are get incidences written up or bans or things
Actually,
like
I
that?
haven't seen the people that come at night
Okay.
here during the day,
Right.
which is
Okay. It's a separate set
yeah,
of
it's a
people.
separate set of people.
And I mean, we were talking about it before 2020. We had, even though there was just a lot of incidents and everything, we also see that there was a lot of new people that we've never seen before. And I think after 2020, we're like, wow, you know what I mean? It's very interesting. Whatever is happening in the parameters, if LA is doing something, any cities, that whatever they do enforce, there's always ups and downs and waves, right? And so, or if they close a shelter, or if they close something, you know what I mean? That's when we start seeing more
We're
of
always
the
getting new people.
new people, exactly. But they also, some of the people who are experiencing homelessness are also our ears and eyes, and they're the ones that report things as well.
Mhm.
So when they talk about homeless doing this, it's not all the homeless,
No.
and it's that, and
No.
you can't
It's not
stop
even close.
No.
someone from coming in just because they appear to
Right.
feel home. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
but I feel that some of the bad behavior and insults and things for staff is actually some of our residents
Mhm.
who are not homeless.
Mhm.
And they abuse sometimes our staff over the phone,
Mhm.
or they come and you know what I mean. And that
Mhm.
behavior, we also need to write it as an incident,
Mhm.
and then we keep
Yeah.
track of that as
Sure.
well.
For sure.
I'd say 75% of the homeless community that come here mind their own business.
Mhm.
Don't
Yeah.
do anything to attract our attention.
Mhm.
It's, chosen few.
Mhm.
It's because they know that they have somewhere to go that's out of the elements. They have the
Yeah.
computer. If
Yeah.
they don't have a library card, they still get 15 minutes.
Mhm.
They can,
Yeah. It's got AC. Everything.
Yeah.
So comfortable. Yeah.
It's public space.
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, it's really unfortunate that they didn't stay to hear, just came to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was,
It's
There's
their
a recording.
pattern.
I think that is like the issue of like the perception versus reality, right? You know,
Yeah.
it's-
And also,
it's a matter
I
of
don't-
communication.
I don't know I forgot his name, but he's very prominent on social media. So
Yes.
a lot of our
Yes.
patrons are also very prominent on social media. A lot of them are like, that are experiencing homelessness, they are posting how much they love the library. They're posting that they can read books. So I would hate to think that because he's very vocal about his views, that it's, you know, some of the people that see it, see him here and, you know, but he's never once, that I know, come to us and said that he's felt unsafe. Or
So the incidents
that was the first time I heard about him.
Yeah, that was a surprise to me too.
Yeah.
Because
That's
I
not
have to
helpful
say,
if we don't,
If
if
they don't know,
there's no
right.
actual reporting
Right.
of it, right?
Yeah.
There needs to be reporting of it, so there's
Because when it's
action.
happening, we can go, we can see,
Yeah.
we can take pictures, we can document, and then.
and I'm very surprised because the people are very vocal. Even if they see it or someone, they're right away report it too. They like
Mhm.
if
Yes.
something
Yes.
as bad is happening, believe me, we hear it right
Yes.
away.
Mhm.
And so for something like that to that level, you know, it's kind of, you know, rare for us because, you know, even if we're, you know, see someone smoking or something, you know, our staff is very active to let us know.
Mhm.
Hey, there's someone saying we haven't seen an LSO, we just noticed this. And so people are very good about reporting and letting us know what's going on and so that we can actually address it in the moment. We have radios, we can hear what's going on too, like, you know, when they're getting any calls and so it was very surprising to hear that.
Because we kind of hear the opposite. Since we say hi to everybody, we say the kids are excited to come. The kids were very excited about summer reading. They were very excited that Jennifer Boyce still has a tan octopus.
And if you,
But,
the
you know.
next, the other, but I would just wanted to just highlight a little bit about what our LSOs do too, you know, because it's not just, you know, they provide customer service to all and everyone, and so, you know, we talked a little bit about the patrols, NetWatch, and Track Force, but also they enforce the rules of conduct. But they are also in all the libraries delivering the books, materials, equipment, mail, treasury, set up for library events and meetings. They support and training staff on emergency, and they give us feedback and everything. So they do a lot more than just being at the door and just being, you know, with everything. We always are hearing feedback and how we can do better and make it better in the process and everything. And but my, you know, and they know that as Erica's and myself, as our goal is that, you know, the LSOs are part of the library staff and they do more than, you know, just being enforcing rules of conduct. And so that's important, you know, to highlight always when we talk about what
It's unfortunate
they
our public speakers didn't stay for the update.
Yeah.
And I do feel like we're more customer service before anything.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that you greet
Always
everybody.
read it. Yeah.
That's huge, you know, and we heard that in our community mapping, how important
He
that
has a comment.
Just to reiterate what I've heard, I mean, I go to Montana generally, and when I see you folks, I mean, yeah, everything I've heard from everything that's been said, everything is professional. It's an inviting environment, at least when I go there. And I've seen things that have happened, but yeah, the staff, and I give this credit to the staff, you folks are on it, and the library is as inviting as it always is. So I give it all to the staff, all of you collectively, what you're doing.
Can you share what NetWatch and Track Force, the difference?
So NetWatch is the monitoring system, the cameras that we have outside, and actually they are. The first one is AI generated. So if someone after 11 p.m. are just hanging out in the library or just wanted to, you know, sleep or something, they actually tell them, please leave. You know, you're in library property. You need the library is closed. You can't be in this area. And then if they don't move away, you know, because the cameras are letting them know, that's when an actual person comes in and they start giving them out on the phone, like, you need to move on, you need to leave, you can't be around here, please leave. And then if they refuse, that's when they call Good Guard and they come. So it's a monitoring
So it's like
system. Three levels, right.
NetWatch, Track Force, and then Good Guard.
Exactly.
No, that's kind of the NetWatch
portion. They do
model.
all.
Track Force is the incident tracking that we
Yes.
So NetWatch
Got it.
Yes.
includes Good Guard.
Exactly. So Track Force is what allow us to track all the incidents, and because they can do it in their cell phones, it's the software, and then also go in when they patrol the scanned. They're going to be scanning all around.
Oh, that thing that you were talking about.
Exactly.
The road, the rotations.
The road and everything. So, but NetWatch is the monitoring system that we, have outside. And right now, it's the main library who has that, that we have it, and that's the only one. I'm sorry, I was going to think
You
Ocean Park.
put in a budget, right, to expand it, which was not funded.
The current, what we have now, will continue. And then, we need more budget to see other.
So yeah, I mean, I feel like that's also important to know. It's like the staff, the director has put in requests to the city for increased budget for the security that we need, but the city has denied that request so far.
I would say, they've only included what is currently right now being.
But we've asked for increases.
Yeah,
we've asked for increases
previously
that have not been
to
given.
see if we can add more.
Well, it seems really important to get this information out to the public. I mean, I feel like, there's a lot of, it's like what's happening on a national level in some cities, just sort of what's true, what's actually happening here versus what people think is happening or their perception of it. So I guess it would be helpful for all of us to try to do our part when we're out speaking to people and the neighborhood meetings and so forth to try to share this.
Yeah,
It'd be
if
great
you
to
could
get
send
these.
this to us, that'd be great.
Yeah, we're gonna
Yeah.
speak with some of the neighborhood groups so we can share.
Yeah, we can definitely give you talking points, and it's just more in a way for you to have it, and the systems that we have put in place, the type of engagement that we do, how we track, how we respond, the support that we are getting outside, not just inside, right? Like the police is a big deal, and they do respond. They come and give us trainings when necessary, and obviously our city attorneys are always available for us to discuss when things are not working, or like, okay, this is not okay, I don't like this, you know what I mean? Or how do we make them more safe and secure? And our staff, again, they're the ones that are always giving us feedback about how to make it better and safer for staff, and just, but also at the last, slide that we have, I just want to also end with something positive. Just in the community mapping survey quotes, we got over 1,000 already, but we were able to get at least 2 that say that they feel safe coming in. So.
And as a member of the public, I go to Montana. I've been to all of the facilities, including here. Even though, again, I have my concerns coming here. But generally when I go to the library collectively within the whole system, I feel safe because I see you folks. I was in Montana this morning and one of your colleagues was there. I was using self-service, and I commend what you're doing because it's an inviting environment for the folks that are like me, who sometimes come in early and are just wanting to come to the library.
Yeah, we hear a lot more positive from patrons, and and then if the public or any of the staff ask us anything, we'll give them the information. The only thing that I've been asked that I won't give is how many LSO hours do you have? How many LSOs do you have here? How much do you make? It's stuff like that. As far as making, there's transparent they can look it up, but I'm not going to give somebody the information of how many people, especially with the climate today. I'm not going to tell you how many people are here. I'm not going to tell you, the ins and outs of things, of our inner workings, because a safety issue.
Thank you. Is there, I guess, anything that you would share with us, like your needs, or what can we do to further support you?
Eric is
what can we advocate?
They're doing, I know, the cities, they're doing a great job helping us out. We have the CPR, all of our staff will be trained on CPR, first aid. half of us will go October 18th, and the rest of us will, with some other, not other individuals, not just LSOs, will be coming on November 1st because it was too big of a class. So we'll get that. I have reached out with Susie, was she at LA 2, 3? And when she has a new employee come in on Fridays when we're closed, I walk them around. I show them the emergency exits. I show them how to use the AED. I show them where the fire extinguishers are, so that they know. That's the biggest thing, is knowing where your emergency exits are.
Yeah. I think in terms of helping, like you're saying, right, is the acknowledgement that it is.
Yeah.
That efforts are.
Yeah, absolutely. Are being recognized in the community.
And that we're doing everything possible with the resources that we have.
Yeah.
And that certainly the library would love to have additional funding, additional security.
Yeah. And the requests have been made. I think that's important.
Yeah, no, that's a really good point.
To the city.
And let people know that, because they think that, you're not acting, you're not doing anything.
Yeah, I wouldn't want anybody to think we don't care. LSO-wise, employee-wise, admin-wise, library board-wise, because that's just not true.
Yeah.
And, I do wish they were, it seems like they came, and I understand they came, they made their point, but they didn't listen to the back half of what's being done.
What's going on.
Yeah. And I can see, too, their city, they live here, they want what they want because they live here and they want to feel safe. So I also get, them voicing their opinions, but I mean, we're doing a good job, I think. We're doing the best we can. So
You're doing a great job.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, this was very helpful.
Yes.
It's really good.
I think my only ask is that as we continue requesting for budget and support for the library, is that we always include a budget in the mind of like as needed hours for our staff.
Right.
Yeah.
Because, we might not be able to hire permanent because it's, more challenging, but always our as needed, budget is what it helps us to make sure that our staff also takes their time off and be able to, be able to participate in trainings and also other things for well-being for them. They have a tough job, to be honest. They hear a lot of they're dealing with a lot of the negativity sometimes, and so we always want to make sure that we include in our budgets, how we support our staff with as needed, money or something, anything that we can actually, and allow us to, ask the experts about the library, not assume, like this is not, what's going on really inside of the library and how do we deal with really good programming and incidents and everything, so the opportunity for us to engage with the community so we can provide this information, that's what we ask it. That's why we're always happy to invite people, our staff to actually go to the meetings or community or to talk about it, because it is very different.
But this
People
is
don't
super
understand.
helpful. It gives us so much context that when people ask us these questions, we have so much information to give them
There's a lot
of the things that are being done. Yeah.
Right.
So thank you.
Thank you.
we'll let you finish so we can.
Yes.
Thank you, everyone. Good to see you.
Thank
Good
you.
seeing everybody.
Thank you.
We'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Bye, Jennifer. Good job.
Actually, it's your copy.
That's right. See ya.
Bye.
Okay.
All right.
So we will move on to our consent calendar and approval of the minutes from the August 14th meeting. Everyone's had a chance to review those, and I would welcome a motion to approve.
And motion to approve. A second?
Oh,
That's it.
okay.
Okay, so we have a motion by Member Cody and seconded by Member Spears to approve the minutes for the August 14th, 2025 Library Board meeting. And we'll do a quick roll call vote. Chair Newman,
Yes.
Vice Chair Lynn,
Yes.
Member Cody,
Yes.
Member Meister,
I'll abstain, I was not here.
Member Spears.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0. Member Meister abstaining.
Okay. Do we have any further public input?
We did not receive any public comments written.
Okay. So then we can move on to the secretary's report from Erica.
I apologize in advance because after this I do have to go and pick up a child, and so Cecilia and Daniel.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, most of the report has been talked about, so I will not belabor except for re-emphasize the amount of engagement that our team has done and continues to grow in the past year, 2 years, has been phenomenal. They are wanting to, part of it is our community mapping, but the other part is just reconnecting with the community. I mean, and I think feeling that, and a lot more of the visitors that are coming in are just feeling it coming in, as Lynette said, from the LSOs onto folks working at the desk, that we get those comments pretty regularly. And you hear that from us, you hear it anecdotally, visually. If you go and see the engagement boards, you see how much, and they get changed, every couple of weeks. So people are engaging with kind of letting us know how they feel about the library. So beyond the programming that was already mentioned, Library Card Sign-Up Month is this month, and our limited edition tote bags are going crazy.
Yeah. Have any letters or no?
We do have some left, and perhaps we need to gift some to the board. But yeah, they were down to like less than like 150, I think, or 200. But in addition to that, the library card and what folks can get through the community discount program is something new. We will see how, or we'll get feedback from the businesses to see how that goes. And it's it's beyond Library Card Sign-Up Month when they can get these discounts. So
it is.
It's a whole year.
It's a year.
Yes,
a whole year.
I was informed that my last meeting here.
Yeah, and the fact that
to make sure I knew.
The fact that all of the businesses on that list wanted to partner with us is again
amazing.
Another indicator of just the value that the library has to folks in the community, and so we're super excited about that. The community mapping initiative continues, and we'll be discussing later about some neighborhood group engagements. We've got nearly 1,000 responses, and the survey remains open through September 30th. So we'll be bringing along to our focus groups and other focus groups, again, more information on how to get the survey or to connect to the survey, and then also information on the September 27th, which is our the last large community conversation. We have other focus groups planned beyond September. But just from the respondents that we've gotten, I love and value the Santa Monica Public Library is part of the fabric of an enlightened community. The library is a safe space. It gives me freedom and allows me to feel engaged with the world. Another comment, the library is a safe space for people to gather and better themselves. The library is the heart of a city and should be the example we want to see out in the world. Your books give us a place to learn, travel, solve crimes, laugh, cry, and just be. The library is a sanctuary where neighbors can find a calm place to relax, a place where people are happy. So just a few of the comments that we're getting through the survey. And on the 27th, we will be hosting the community conversations with our graphic reporter, Elise, who's coming back to do 2 more graphics, one at Pico and one at the main library. We would love your help with getting people there. I know that we're doing focus groups, and we're going to be talking with certain neighborhood community members, neighborhood group community members, but if we could encourage to get Yeah,
General
anybody,
public,
and
yeah,
y'all
okay.
come. There will be a little reception in the beginning, depending on how many people. We'll either have one large conversation or break it up. But the more the better, so that we can again gather all of that rich data.
On the
and
27th.
information. 27th. So that's a
There's
Saturday.
two of them, right,
Mhm.
that day?
So Pico in the morning.
Yeah.
And then in the afternoon will be the main library.
You're talking about the one here?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So I'll be at both,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll be moving our graphic recorder back and forth. So
You
she'll
got
be
my
out.
confirmation of the list from Wilma.
Yes, yes, and we'll talk about. I think Daniel will talk about. We'd love more folks.
Mhm.
About
Oh,
three
for the
kind of
focus.
confirmed. I will say, even if people come to more than one community conversation or focus group, usually it's a little bit different each time. So it is good to, if you remember or think of more things to say, just come back to be able to talk about it. So yeah, I think that it would be great to see if we can do that for the end of September. Friends Bookstore, just information on the Friends Bookstore, recently renovated the back room. Great, because now they can have more space for books in the front room, and they're creating some areas that are family friendly so that parents can browse and kids can look at some youth books. And so that was the plan and why they are moving some books into the back, the rare books into the back. So they definitely have a lot happening and a lot of interest. I think one of the reasons is special thanks to the coupons that they gave for summer reading, and then now people and families are coming back and they're realizing they can come and get these books for a great price. So yeah, so that is that is our secretary's report.
Fabulous.
Thank you. And now we can ask you to speak about the CLA advocates.
Yes, so that is just to let you know, so CLA, as you know, is every year, they have created now an advocates track that is just on that Thursday, which means all of the sessions are going to be for advocates. And
Remind
they've
us
got
that date again, Thursday?
Thursday, the 23rd.
23rd
of October. So it's a separate type of registration, and it's the entire day.
And this is in Riverside?
Riverside, yes. It's Thursday. Yeah. So I'm just bringing it up to, since it's in October, like if you want to discuss who is interested in going, then we could follow up with getting you signed up. I think last year it was like we took different days, but this year it's so concentrated in that one day because they know a lot of folks, board members, commissioners, they're all kind of asking for similar information. So that's the day that they've chosen, which I think is good, because then you may be able to interface more with board members and other commissioners. Yeah. So it's like serving with a purpose, but baked into CLA. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention. If you're not sure and you want to email afterwards, if you're interested, definitely you can email Daniel and myself, and then we can get you registered too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everyone want to think about it then? And
Well, I'm supposed to get an implant. I scheduled that months ago, so I don't know. I have to see if I can reschedule that. I would like to, but I'll have to call.
Okay, well, yeah, that sounds important.
Yeah.
And you'll need to recover.
Yeah.
Okay, well, is there a deadline or something to register by, or?
CLA offers up to same-day registration. It's more costly, but the earlier we can register, the better.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, well, why don't we
we have a budget for everybody, or do we cap the number? I don't know.
You do have discretionary, they have discretionary funds as part of library board, so we would look at that first. But generally, that's where it would come from. So, yes, we don't do a lot of things, and so this would be, this would be one of them.
You don't know if the Friends are going yet, do you?
I do not know if the Friends are going. And Tony, you're technically a friend as well.
Yeah. Are the Friends going?
Oh, you waiting for my answer?
Yes.
They have a meeting next
Are you
week.
going?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll be there.
Okay.
Yes, for anybody who comes, we can go to certain ones together. We can plan all of that too. So
And
I will be
this
there.
is the same conference from last year? Or this is it new?
No, it happens every year, but in different places. So
Pasadena.
Pasadena, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
It's been a year.
Yeah.
There's just so many conferences. I don't know which one
Yeah.
is which. Okay.
Yeah. But I will say,
Oh, yeah, 'cause
because the
it's
track
LPL
is
stuff.
specific, it's more likely to engage with other board members and commissioners, which was different from before. Right.
You can go ahead and register me if you want. I'm committed.
Okay.
I will commit myself right now.
Thank you, Daniel.
Thank you. All right.
Okay. Great. And now we can hear about banned books weeks, which was touched on briefly.
Yeah, I think this was more, so Banned Books Week, end of September, beginning of October, we are doing that special trivia. Sometimes, and I will need to check with social media and communications, but sometimes we do like to do something special with our board members to have some type of, either posting or, but that's pretty much going to be posting, freedom to read, and, of course, we will have messaging, throughout about it, but if we do decide to do that, we may, reach out to you. So it was more just a heads up to let you know. And then also, in terms of proclamation, I think what is recommended is we do National Library Week and do a proclamation for that. Now that council kind of limits the number of proclamations too, we just kind of
Oh, they are.
Sometimes, yes.
Oh, yes.
But it is important, obviously now more than ever, and we will be informing kind of the public of the freedom to read and what that means, and also just information on book banning in general. So yeah.
Excellent, yeah, and we're thankful, here in Santa Monica, it's not as large an issue as it is in some other locations, but yeah, exactly. Let's help it.
My little.
Those crazy groups can come here too.
That's
true. Yeah, no, I remember we did something where the board members all brought their favorite banned book, and we took pictures for the
We had t-shirts.
media. So,
T-shirts?
They were shirt. Freedom to read, let freedom read.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we have it.
Yeah.
I wear that t-shirt.
saw
I have
that.
I have a number of t-shirts.
Great.
All right.
I think I only have the one.
So I'm sure we would all be open to similar
Absolutely.
Yeah.
support.
Well, I guess we could check on ALA. I have a new teacher sometimes.
Yeah.
They come up with
And
it.
it's a
Support the
different
cause.
Yeah. So I think we can look at it. Make sure you're all matching your t-shirts.
From all.
Think about the book that you and we'll definitely do a photo.
That sounds great.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
By the way, thank you for the interview. If you hadn't seen that,
I
it got
saw that was
posted.
great, Daniel.
I
Two
know.
of you.
Apparently I punched. I didn't realize I had a punch
No,
track,
you were
but,
great. Yeah.
No, that other one was great too. Actually, what's great is editing. So whoever your social media got game.
It was Veronica Cruz and
Wonderful edit. Fabulous edit.
No, because you sounded good. It was good.
There's an interview on the social media?
It just came up one day. I'm like, I thought, oh,
It was
there's
the
Sharon.
community mapping.
It's on Instagram.
Yeah. Well, and the first one was even better, I think.
Thank you.
Okay.
No problem, thank you.
Thanks, Eric.
By the way, Philip, tomorrow. So, yeah.
Okay, we are going to move on to the neighborhood group engagements. And this is in connection with community mapping. I sent out an email to all of the neighborhood groups and invited them to one of two or both sessions that Jason's going to hold one with Erica, and I'm going to hold one off the top of my head. I think it's September 17th
Yes.
at Fairview.
That's the one that we have. Yeah.
That Jason will be at, and
Yeah.
then September 25th here at Maine with Erica and
Yep.
myself in the evening.
Mine is the Fairview one is at 4:30.
That's right. And then ours is at 6.
Did you get responses from all of them?
So the request was to email Erica directly. I think she just mentioned she's only
She only
heard
got
from a few.
I was going to say the ones, so I've been communicating with Northeast neighbors and then Mid-City. I feel both of them. I don't know what it is. I remember last time, like when I went to present, it was pretty easy. When you passed their information to me, and then I messaged them. It was very easy, and then they get back to me. And then this time with this, they've been so slow of messaging back. I don't know if you've experienced that with yours, or if any of you all.
I mean, Zena wrote me back,
Yeah.
the same day,
Right.
because she's very active, and
Yeah.
the, oh dear, I'm forgetting his name, from Sean, from
Oh,
OPA,
oh, good.
also said, thank you very much, I'll share this with my.
Okay, so that's why I'm kind of wondering how, like, the turnout for these.
Yeah, so I don't know if people just, took it and brought it to their meetings,
Well,
or
I
not.
went to the Sunset Park meeting last week.
But
'cause
right
I had-
before, right before I
you
sent
sent
it out,
it.
yeah.
And it was to encourage people to do the survey and then to have the board members come and, gave them information, but that's good that you sent it out again. So,
Yeah.
but it's, one person's, I won't say who it was, but one person said about they were doing the survey, they said, well, if we don't have a library, how can I do the survey? There's, some people are just very upset. But, so I was hoping that people would do that.
Well,
Yeah,
I presented last week at Wilmot. Everybody wanted to do the survey. Everybody was thrilled about the discount card.
Oh, great.
And,
Yeah, the people really like the
we
discount.
got a
card.
commitment
Yes.
from one of the officers to be present at Fairview.
Oh, great. Oh, great. Perfect.
Okay,
And-
so yeah, maybe people just haven't RSVP'd, but they're
Yeah,
planning,
they're
so
being
I'll do
slow.
a follow-up. It's
Yeah,
the
maybe.
11th.
Yeah.
It's the
Maybe.
11th, so
Yeah,
I'll
people probably
send,
might not make a decision until right before.
Yeah,
I-
probably, maybe like,
It was
yeah.
Labor Day weekend, I think. I don't know when did you mess
I'll see right after that.
right after.
Yeah, people, yeah.
But, yeah, I'll just, give them another note.
Reminders,
And hopefully
yeah.
we'll get some more participation. Because it would be good to have those, specific people.
And I'm going to volunteer. Wilmot's hosting a movie night on Saturday in Reed Park, so I'm going to go be a library booster at their,
Oh, great.
at their table.
Oh, that's great.
So
Great.
I'm trying to recruit some more people.
Oh, good.
Okay. Yeah, that'd be wonderful. So, yeah, we're doing that to just sort of enhance the community mapping results, and hopefully we will get a nice turnout. Okay, and our final topic here is the ad hoc committee update.
Well, we have some updates. I mean, so I'm not sure because I wasn't here in August, but there's the Community for Excellent Public Schools, CEPS, is doing an exploratory campaign, right, or looking at a campaign for the schools. And the city has a contract with the schools for the use of the facilities, the facility use agreement, which generates $12 million for the schools a year. And it allows community groups to use the school facilities at a very minimal cost. But that agreement is up in 27. So they know that the city might not, it's likely not to renew that. So they've been exploring whether they might do a citizens initiative, separate from the school board. This is, a community group that supports the schools. So Daniel and I have reached out to them, thinking that perhaps it makes sense for the library to be involved. So we had a meeting today with one of the chairs of that organization, and it seems as though they're really not interested in including the library. They've been working on this for a while, and they've already drafted their language, and and after we spoke, the thought that there would be any money that's not going to the schools is really ridiculous. Like they were saying, there might be more money, coming back to the city that could be used. If they did one for a portion of it, or they were saving money for the city, that the city could use it to spend on the library or public safety or something. So, so what that means is, one, that so there's a lot of issues that raises. One is if there's two different initiatives on the ballot, that's not good. There could be a lot of pushback politically to about that. So if we want to do a citizens initiative, we have to make a decision and get started right away, because as the folks in Pasadena said, it takes a year, and we'd have to raise money to do, if we wanted to do polling and for marketing, and we have to hire election attorneys to draft the ballot initiative, and that's all possible. And then we have to get a lot of people to support and get signatures and all of that. It's all possible. I think we know we'd have to have everything done by May to get it on the ballot, so that's not that long a time. I think that certainly want to talk to Eric about this, but I think that perhaps we should go, Daniel, we should go and talk to the city manager, and explain that the library board is thinking about this, and that he's well aware of the other initiative, and see if there's a way that we could get some commitment from the city
Agreed, and I absolutely do think we, as the library board, probably needs to go have a direct conversation.
Yes, we do.
The issues that might be multiple, right? Because the city's looking at its own initiative.
It just had a
declaration of fiscal emergency, which I still haven't had.
But my understanding is that it's just to give them the flexibility to negotiate with all the people that do contracts with the city.
No,
yeah, basically it's
it doesn't
like
change
on
any existing funding or services, but
but just put them on notice that the city needs to
state funding will look at and so forth.
Yeah, it's more than like a declarative, right? They can't be as.
So I think Judith laid it out quickly. I mean, just to cut to the point, we're already behind, right? Like if we wanted to do this, we probably should have sort of really started our 3 months ago at least. I think because if it's a citizen-led initiative, we need 50%. I still think that's a layup. I think it's possible we can do it. We do need to hire somebody to draft the language. I don't think we need to do polling if we were going to do the citizen initiative, because I don't think we have time to do polling.
No,
the polling that's going to happen is what the city is doing, and the city's doing that to figure out whether they can do a bond initiative to fund essential city services, which will have vague languages, and the city manager and the city council is not going to want any language in there that has any dedicated funding to anything.
I agree. I know.
Which sucks.
Yeah. Which sucks, right?
And my perspective was that we shared with the chair was that the whole point of doing this was to restore funding to open the libraries, right? So to get funding that would open the libraries, to provide a buffer for going forward when budget crises do hit, because this won't be the last in the next 10 years. So I guess for us, as a board and as our subcommittee exploring options, our options are we would, and you were not here for the August, but we did present to the, I went and presented to the Friends Board, and there wasn't a lot of support for using their funds to help us from the initiative perspective, but lots of support for organizing, getting signatures, tabling, walking, etc. But as far as fundraising to support it, no. And I don't actually have a number that would cost us for the attorney piece, but that's really the only critical piece, is making sure that the language, because we can't gather signatures until we've got the language, because that's what people will be signing a petition for.
Right.
And then we need to make sure we have enough signatures that it qualifies. Once it qualifies, it's, I think, this is just my opinion. I don't see people voting against the library. I don't know.
How many
I don't know how it complicates it for the SEPs people or the
so there's
city.
going to be
for
SEPs for sure, and then there's going to be the
Well,
city.
if there's a city, I mean, that, you know. if
What, that's
the
not
city-
it's
yeah,
like
the
there's a
city
different
does-
parcel tax and a bond.
Yeah, if the
but
city
it's-
is doing something, we're not going to have support to do our own. We wouldn't.
Right, that's kind of my question. So we know for sure SEPs is doing one.
Think, well, they're waiting for polling. Polling is delayed.
We don't know if they're going to, but we just know that they're not going to do it with us.
Correct.
Right. That's what we know. And so, they're looking at either 6 million or 12 million. And I have some. They were saying at 6 million, it's actually a little less than 300 per parcel that they said. But we would, and I guess Daniel, one of the things that we will need if we're going forward is really a good estimate of what it would take. I know there's probably several scenarios, opening all the libraries, or how many hours. But we've been in our discussions with Erica in the past, we were thinking somewhere between 2 and 4 million, and so at 3 million, it's per parcel, it's not going to be a huge hit as opposed.
Well, that's per year, or what is that? That's per year.
Well, no. So there's two ways. You can do it as a flat parcel,
Or you
which
can do
is
it per square
a
footage.
bigger enough, or you can do it on assessed value.
Yeah. And those are all very hard. A per parcel is much simpler.
It is much simpler, but it also creates the illusion of expense, right? Because of the
Right,
parcels,
because
it doesn't hit the exempt parcels. I did some quick analysis on the existing rate structure, and so we would be under $150 per parcel, which if you said, do you want to spend an extra $150 a year to have all of your libraries open, I think that's a winning message. If you did it as a percentage, it's almost negligible as a percentage on the assessed value.
Yeah, I think the negligible,
District,
the
it's
smallest you
like
say.
it would be the smallest. It would be
Right, it would be less.
0.0002.
Right.
Yeah.
Pennies per 10,000, wherever the way it's structured under.
But we're looking at a per year number, or
Per year.
Yeah,
Annual.
Year. Yeah, I mean, what they did in Pasadena, which is a model that we think would work for us, is to have 20% of what our budget needs would be. So it's not, we're not asking to fund the whole
Okay.
libraries, but and then,
whatever the budget is annually, 20% of that.
Yeah,
and
but
with the-
structured as if the city funds 100% of
Right.
its baseline.
Baseline.
Yeah.
So this would be in addition to.
So that was the weird thing. So I think Pasadena did a really good job. But they also benefited from, they had twin initiatives. They had their bond initiative to do the refurbishment of their actual main library.
Yeah, they had that.
And then they had the parcel tax at the same time. So their messaging was very tight.
Are we able to borrow some of their legal language, or no, we have to?
No,
we need to have, because it would have to be, but, they gave us, we have a lot of great.
The structure we can use, but we need an attorney to go, this is.
Figure that out.
And that's, that's not such a big expense, but, but then, that you'd have to do a lot of, campaigning, marketing, and things like that. So we would have to raise some. We'd have to form a campaign committee, and then we'd have to raise some money.
And the money we're raising is to cover those expenses, the attorney and anything else.
But it would be like between 30 to 50. Didn't you say 50,000, or was that specifically for the polling?
No, so that's polling and signature gathering and marketing and everything else. So it's the attorney and the polling were the two big numbers with Pasadena's effort. A lot of the marketing piece was just sort of self-raised. but those are the two. We can't afford to do polling.
No, we couldn't, we don't have any money.
And we don't have
And we don't have
What are
time.
those
We don't have
numbers,
time.
like estimated for the legal fees and the?
Well, you know, I don't know, I mean, what,
10, it was, I
What
think it was
did
about
they-
10 to 15.
For legal?
For the legal fees, and then it was like 15 per polling, and they did twice, right? So they did, and that was to refine their messaging and to make sure that they had the numbers they needed to do. But again, theirs was the 2/3. We would.
yeah, so we're, you know, a citizens initiative is just 50% plus one, so it's much easier than 2/3. And we think that it's, you know, it's probably doable, it's just whether we can pull this off.
Well, that's too bad about SEPs.
Yeah, it was very, you know, it's disappointing. I know I'm gonna have Rosh Hashanah dinner with a lot of these people, with some of these people, and I'm not gonna be so, but, yeah.
And you don't think Friends will give like a 15,000 or something for a
Well,
specific?
I don't think they really can because
Yeah.
of their 501c3, because, you know, it's,
But it wasn't that. There wasn't much enthusiasm for fundraising for
Right.
parcel taxes, the way it was expressed to me.
but,
And that the Friends' priorities for their own budget were elsewhere. However, as you said, we can form a committee that is endowed to go raise money. We would, but before we did that, we would want to identify who's going to underwrite this, because it's, you know, right now it's time, right? Because the critical path is having the language and getting the signatures to qualify for the ballot and hitting those deadlines between now, which is, I can't believe we're in September. So Q4 starts in 20 days. So we've got like 2 quarters to get everything tight, locked up. And once we've qualified, like once we have language and we're qualified, I think it's, I'm not going to call it a cakewalk. I think it's an easy path to success. The politics are more murky because of what the city wants to do and what SEPS wants to do, and there's so what that looks like for the dynamic between whatever this organizing committee that's going to push the citizen initiative is versus what the SEPS school group wants to do and versus what the new city manager and the city council wants to do. Because effectively, if we write it the way that Pasadena structured it, we're tying the city's hands a little bit. We're saying, here's 20% of this money, or here's this money that we're going to raise through a tax that can only be used for library. And we can have the conversation with Oliver, and I think we should, but I don't think he's going to want his hands tied on any revenues, any additional incremental revenues coming into the city. Having said that, I don't, you know, as a library board member, that doesn't concern
right,
me.
that doesn't, right, yes.
As a resident of Santa Monica, what concerns me is that the libraries still aren't open 5 years after COVID. That's what concerns me.
Yeah.
And I think that's a winning message. When I tested it with the larger Wilmot audience, it's echoed really nicely. With the NOMA folks, echoed really nicely. With just strangers on the street, it's echoed really nicely.
It seems like that
I've not heard anybody go, no, I don't want my library.
Right.
Or
But,
not,
you know,
you know,
whether they
open-
give us some money, whether they give us some money to help us.
I'm
I
just
know.
thinking, you know, could it be a broader as well? I mean, given, you know, what we talked about tonight, you know, additional staffing, additional funding for security. Like, it feels like a lot of community members are like,
Absolutely.
yes, I want additional security.
And so that,
So that could be.
all of that could be in the messaging. The money,
Right.
the language would be,
Right, this is for.
this parcel
yes.
tax will be dedicated to the library for security, librarians, books, programming,
Staffing,
children, story time,
Yeah.
kids. Like that's the
That's the
messaging.
message, so you can put that in
But
there.
it would, but it would be,
It would just be for the library, it wouldn't.
and if it's structured with the city doesn't get the money unless it funds 100% of its commitment, then that actually kind of ties their hand to our budget going forward as well,
Right.
which I like.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Well,
anyway.
that's right, yeah, so I think we should go and talk. The other thing is that we really need to, we need to get support of council members. You know, we have a whole new council now. And, you know, I think maybe we assign each of us to go and talk with a council member. And
do we need council support though?
I think, yeah.
I mean, I don't want them actively
I think
campaigning
we
against us,
do.
but
Well, I mean, I think we
But I
need
don't,
to.
I don't see a council member going out in front of the public and saying,
No,
I'm
no.
against funding my libraries.
No, but they
Well,
have.
they won't say it out loud, but.
But they have.
I know, and he got burned, and he literally did a about multi-facet
Yes,
in
right.
public. Yeah.
But isn't the order of operation here, though, talking to the city manager first? Because,
Yeah.
I mean, the council, if the city's going for some larger,
Yeah, well,
then the council members probably say,
Well, yeah, sure. No, but I just think we haven't, I will say, I feel like when I haven't done the work with the council that could have been done. Just, I mean, it's, I think other boards and commissions do, go and talk to council.
They get more face time for sure.
Yeah. So I mean,
I would like to just, and that's only because I don't know who to turn to for. I would love to just identify an attorney to understand who can draft the language and what it would cost to actually draft the language, because that's like the first.
If it's an election law.
Yeah.
I
Municipal code.
Oh, yeah, you might know it.
Yeah, I think
yeah, that's right, you're an attorney. But I know you don't do this, but you might know.
Attorneys know attorneys.
It's crazy. My husband's also, he's a trial litigator, and I know that he knows an election law.
Oh, that'd be great.
So that'd be interesting. Yeah, I was even thinking,
Just to
I
find
don't know,
out
like even if you get someone to do it pro bono or.
I've had a couple people suggest to me that there might be a few people who want to underwrite that.
Right,
Could be
yes.
people who've been vocal publicly about
Yes.
the library's not
Right.
being.
No, I think that, probably in, the NOMA, probably some of those people.
Yeah.
Right.
So, if the numbers, I'm just making the number up because I don't know what the number is. If the number is $5,000 to have somebody draft the language for us, I'm guessing a few phone calls might find $5,000 to draft.
Yes, I think so, yeah.
Just.
So that'd be great if you
And or trying to convince the attorney to do it like as a pro bono thing.
Oh, even better.
To the library.
Of course. Yeah. So I think that would be a great first step to at least know. And, and we could do that. I mean, at least to move us further along in the process.
I think we still have time. To
To
your
do that,
point, there's a sense of urgency. Like if we want this to
Mhm.
happen,
Yeah.
if we collectively as a community want this to happen, then we're gonna have to create an organizing vehicle to
Do this.
do this.
Okay, so at this point.
So that's just, and I guess the
committee's
the
going to
committee,
reach
the
out
committee
to
that you
the-
were appointed to in your absence.
Yeah.
I saw that in the minute.
We just
But I knew
decided
that.
to appoint
No,
you.
I'm glad you did. I'm so, of course, because I want to do this. No, I'm all for going and doing this.
The other options that we explored were maybe the police, all the police officers collectively could donate their overtime hours to fund reopening, because that's about all it would take.
Yeah.
That is not for the official.
Yeah, you're right. So,
Okay. Sorry.
And, all right, so,
That's very important.
yeah.
So you will continue the
Right,
conversation
and
with the city.
we'll
have a
set up a
conversation.
meeting with Oliver.
But concurrently.
But in the meantime, I will do a little research on election lawyers and see what I can find out for you as well.
Cool.
Okay. All right. I think that brings us to the end of our meeting.
Yeah.
Right before you adjourn, if I may, I did pass out two different
Yes.
sheets of paper for the upcoming focus groups that we're planning for the Fairview branch on Wednesday the 17th and at the Pico branch on Thursday the 25th. We prepared a template that we use as a guiding tool for our focus groups. It helps the facilitators ask guiding questions, probing questions, and just some quick tips with the second stapled handout on some best practices and ways to get folks to open up and answer questions. We have some preliminary questions that you can start with, and then on the single page with the mapping our library's future on the back, there are a series of questions that you could start with. And if these don't work, or if you'd like to try others, you're more than welcome to propose your own. the bolded questions 1 through 7, and those have really been helpful with staff in seeking the responses that we're looking for, the data that we're seeking to gather through the community mapping initiative. And these questions, we've had iterations of these questions at our other focus groups, our community conversations with staff and with the public, and we'll also have similar questions for the focus groups on September 27th.
Great, thank you. That's really helpful. Okay, thank you so much, everyone. We are adjourned.
You gotta do it.
Oh.
The time is
Very good.
8:02.
Yay.
Hey.
So satisfied. Yeah, good meeting.
By the way, I did want to share, I was having
Thanks for coming.
the friend's birthday celebration at Brew Works.
Oh, no problem.
Submitted.
A bunch of his work colleagues, one of whom is writing a book on what is the chef's name in Berkeley for
Alice Waters?
Alice Waters. He's writing a book on her cookbook as a work of literature. He's the chair of Crossroads History Department. He's written a couple other books.